Hello everyone, I just want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, September the 28th, and this is the second video that I'm going to post. I wasn't able to get everything in that first video, which is kind of good because I got two separate experiences. In the last video I was speaking about my experience with colorism, and I'm going to tell you about an encounter that I had in the wee hours of the morning as it pertains to racism. So, as you all know, I've told you all that I'm homeless. Part of that is a reference to this situation that I'm dealing with, honestly, and the lies that are being told, and the difficulty that it has caused in my life, even as it pertains to employment and being able to provide for myself. It's not because I can't or haven't. It's because of this attack and these lies that these people are telling. So, nevertheless, I'm homeless right now. I'm sleeping basically at a bus stop. Can I just be honest? Is it okay to be honest? So I'm sleeping at a bus stop in this like little plaza where there's a Walmart and a Publix and a lot of other stores. Sometimes I sleep in the parking in the little shopping center, but a lot of times I end up at the bus stop for some reason. I like sitting at the bus stop. Okay, so last night the area is pretty safe. I don't feel like I'm in danger, you know. Of course, I'm not sleeping much because most nights I'm up all night. Truly, that's the truth. I can't sleep. Most nights I'm up all night. I'm getting like maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep. But anyway, last night I was at the bus stop, and it was probably around 3 o'clock in the morning. And this man comes walking down the street, and he comes right past me. He's Hispanic. He sits down and immediately puts his phone on speaker and starts playing something. Now, I know from my experience with this game, this is something that they do. This is a part of this game they're playing. For some reason, they're trying to determine something by doing this. So it happens all the time. It's been happening. I've been aware of this for a while. So I get upset because I know he's playing this game. And I tell him, I always tell him, I'm telling him to stay the F away from me. That I'm not playing the stupid game that they're playing. I let him know all of this. So he then proceeds to stand up and come near me. And I told him to stay away from me. I even threatened to call the police on him. He said, well, call the police. And initially I grabbed my phone and I was going to. But then I decided it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I just continued to tell him to just stay away from me. And he then proceeded to, use some choice words. He called me the N-word twice. Told me basically that I did not belong in this neighborhood. What else did he say to me? He proceeded to let me know that he had just gotten out of prison, and that where he had to deal with people like me. Basically, that's what he said. He said that he had just gotten out of prison where he had to deal with people like me. So I'm assuming he was referring to African Americans. He also assumed that basically that I was a bum on the streets. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And he then stated he was waiting on somebody to come pick him up because he thought he had COVID. And, you know, blase. Eventually he disappeared down the road. I did tell him at one point that, you know, I was glad that he made it out of prison. And, you know, and I hope he stayed out. But it was just a really interesting encounter. And I can honestly tell you, like, maybe I've lived a sheltered life, but I've never encountered, I can only recall one time in my life where I was absolutely being discriminated against because of my color. Only one time. Only one time in my life. And that happened when I was in my 20s. I really haven't had a whole lot of experience with racism. And, you know, last night with this man, this was the first, honestly, the first time in my life that I have ever been called the N-word. Ever. First time in my life I've ever been called the N-word. And then for him to proceed to tell me that I didn't belong in this neighborhood. You know, I'm like, you know, you don't know anything about my circumstances. Yeah, I may be sleeping on a bench. Look, I may be sleeping at a bus stop, but you don't know anything about me. You know nothing about who I am. And you're sitting here telling me you just got out of prison. And yet you're telling me, who has no criminal background, that I don't deserve to be in this neighborhood. Now, what sense does that make? And so, once again, I'm just caught off guard, I guess. Caught off guard that I could make it to this age and not encounter something like that until now. Honestly, like, I'm in my 40s. I've never, outside of that one experience I had when I was in my 20s, I've never ever encountered anything like this, and I've never ever been called the N-word, let alone degraded and told that because I'm homeless, you're assuming the worst of me. You're assuming that I might be on drugs. You're assuming that I'm a criminal. You're assuming that I'm crazy. You're assuming, yeah, he did call me psycho. Yeah, he did. I forgot about that. You're assuming all of these things about me because you see me on a park bench, and none of which is true. And yet you're sitting there telling me you just got out of prison. You just got out of prison where you had to put up with or deal with people like me. Well, first of all, I've never been to prison. And I have no criminal background. So when you say you're dealing with people like me, the only assumption I could make is that you're dealing with people who look like me. But just because someone has the same complexion as me doesn't mean we are the same in character. So I just wanted to share that experience with you. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know, like, I don't know. I'm just caught off guard, you know, that I could make it to this age and have never encountered anything like what I encountered this morning with this gentleman. I shouldn't even call him a gentleman, but I'm going to be kind and say that. seriously, like, I can't even believe what happened. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's just, another life lesson, another encounter, and another life lesson, I guess God is allowing me to experience, so I can come out of it a better person. And so I cannot, you know, not assume the worst of people. Just because people go through difficult times, difficult seasons, be it they're homeless, whatever the situation may be, doesn't mean they are the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? It could just be that they're just going through a hard time. It doesn't mean they're criminal. Doesn't mean they're crazy. It doesn't mean they're any of the things that he said about me or judged me. He judged me based on the fact that he saw me sitting on a bench. I wasn't asleep. And he made all of these assumptions about me based on the fact that I was, homeless, sitting on this bench, and that I'm black, basically. None of which are true. Am I going through a situation? Yes. But am I a criminal? No. Am I criminal-minded? No. Am I on drugs? No. Am I on the streets, like, turning tricks? No. This is a temporary situation that I'm going through, and I'm handling it the best way that I know how. And for you to make all those assumptions about me